I started this business as a hobby. Before, I was working with Makerere University, and I wanted to do something different from the lab work I was doing in the biotech lab. So I did a degree in business management with hopes of joining Bank of Uganda to get greener pastures, which didn't happen. So I thought of option B, and that was knitting. So I went to Aristo and bought this book. By then I only had 10,000 shillings. I bought this book and taught myself how to make a baby sweater. But it took me a whole month to complete this. That's when I was like, how do these people who supply school sweaters, how do they make sweaters in bulk? That's when I got to know that in Chiembe they have machines. So I acquired a knitting machine, a small knitting machine, and in 3 weeks I'd learned how to use it. Then I taught my mom and my siblings how to use it, and good enough, they picked up the skill very fast. Then we got our first school order of 50 sweaters. Then that's when I realized that, oh, this hobby, I can turn it into a business. That's when we began training people to also increase on our revenue. So by the time I left Makerere, I had already set up my business. So it has helped me push ahead. From one skill, I would learn another one. I began with knitting. I began with hand knitting. Then I went to machine knitting, these domestic machines. Then I went to tailoring. Then I realized that people we supply school sweaters no longer want to use the bulk threads. So that's when we went into industrial machines. The machines you see in the background. So we now supply school uniforms and sweaters, and we also train in different skills like knitting, crocheting, making bags from beads, making shaggy carpets using threads. We train how to do jewelry. So it's a lucrative business. We encourage young girls and women and boys to learn a skill. The good thing with these skills is you can pass them on to your siblings, to your friends in the neighborhood, in the community. Unlike the skills we learn in schools, like being the way I wanted to go and work in Bank of Uganda, I wouldn't be able to pass on that skill to my kids or to my sister. But with this skill, you can easily teach it to somebody in the shortest time, like 1 to 3 months. Somebody has learned a skill and they can earn a living from it. I started this in 2010. That's when I began doing the knitting, and I added on other skills. One skill led to another skill. So far we've taught close to 200 women how to tailor, how to machine knit, how to crochet with hands. Then currently we have like over 10 schools we supply school uniforms and sweaters. My message to the young ones, even to the other age groups, because our target group is normally between 13 years to 50. My message is to encourage them to learn a hands-on skill, a hands-on employable skill. So to better your life, we should get away from the knowledge the idea we had that you only have to be in school to earn a living. Right now you can have a hands-on skill learned in 3 months and you can earn a living. So I encourage them, even when you have a job, you can still learn a skill. It doesn't harm to learn a skill in 1 month or 3 months during holiday. I encourage parents to encourage the children at home, not only to watch TV, but also to learn a skill. It helps. Somebody should be patient to learn, because some skills like tailoring require patience. You need to know how to sew this particular design. So you need a little bit of patience to learn. Like recently, I got a client who wants to change their school uniforms, and they want a tie to be part of the uniform, but I'd never learned how to make a tie. So what I did, I went to YouTube and got a tutorial. So it took me 2 days to figure out how to make a tie. So it needs patience and resilience. You need to be patient, have some passion in it, so you can, with time, you get better with what you're doing.